Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we are going to talk about price targets for Bitcoin. Price targets that I did not pull out of my, price targets that actually are made by big asset managers and so on. And we're going to see if they are realistic or not. And we are going to listen to some sources. We're also going to look at the charts, and we are going to talk about Ecomi and Veve more to the end of the stream, as always. So all of that is going to be really, really interesting, as we are just behind the ETF, spot Bitcoin ETF approval, and that changes so much. Let's discuss right after the video. I'm always saying right after the video, but I meant right after the intro, but who cares, right? So, who is here? Oh, one comment just disappeared. I don't know why. The first comment of all. But we have Christopher Bowden here and says, "Good morning, Trucking Hank, GM, and Green Lantern, my rare hodler. Good morning, good morning." Yeah, welcome everyone. This is going to be a nice little Friday stream. It's the freaking Friday. How good is that? Well, that's at least good for everyone who is still stuck in a hamster wheel and has hope. For everyone who is already financially free, good job, first of all. And also, then it doesn't matter if it's Friday or not. Yeah, hey, Jonas Aomi is also here. Good morning. Another rare hodler. So the rare hodlers are gathering here. What did I want to say? Oh yeah, I wanted to shamelessly shill my rare hodler group here to you. So if you want to support this channel with a couple of bucks per month, then you can become one of these illustrious guys everywhere, guys and girls. Other than that, if you don't want to spend any cent because you need to ape into altcoins, then you can like the video, and that would help me a ton. Like, if you like every video, that helps me a ton. It's like a donation, right? So like this stream right now, and basically that makes you shill the stream to everyone else. Good. And subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe with bell notifications on. Good. Now I have another announcement to make, and that is that I will have a stream. And it's on Tuesday at 6 p.m. EST / that's midnight Central European time, with Ron's Cryptotherapy. So it's going to be a cool stream. The guy really knows what he's doing in terms of altcoins and small caps, but we're also going to talk Ecomi and Veve and Bitcoin and the direction and everything else, and some other matters. And on that stream, there will be a giveaway, sponsored by the Gold Dragon Club. So don't miss it. I'm going to shill it again throughout the weekend, and on Monday, it's going to be on Tuesday. Don't miss the stream. Okay, now with that out of the way, if you want this big Gold Dragon Club giveaway, then make sure to smash up the like button. Coffee. Very good on a Friday, right? You can see I am excited. So let's get right to it with Bitcoin. And we see Bitcoin is not really, like, it doesn't really look that Bitcoin is amazed by the Bitcoin ETFs, right? Oh, Lev Gordon has just become a subscriber. Welcome to the fam. Great. If you didn't subscribe yet, you can trigger an alert box here. Bitcoin is reacting, and it's not so much about the ETF, because I mean the ETF was basically, this is the reaction to the ETF approval, and you can see what happens with big news. It doesn't, when the big news finally drop, it more leads to a sell-off than to another immediate buy. But the ETF is going to have effect, and we will see the effect in short. But you can see that, and this is something where we can learn from, right? Because we cannot hold our coins when the big news are there. In the bull market, in the alt season, when the big news finally drop, we cannot hold our coins and just hope for another moonshot. Because this, if it's news that is like, it's a little rumor, it's a speculation, we have first evidences, but it's not, no one is really sure, and then it gets more realistic, and then it's finally there, boom. That is usually what happens with big news, right, on every coin. So unless that big news is that, hey, we're going deflationary and now it's just getting more scarce, that could have another effect, right? But if it's something like the mainnet, I heard a rumor the mainnet launch could come, and then the mainnet launch, there's some evidence here on the GitHub, and then the moment the mainnet launches, this is going to happen. Yeah. So we can learn from that. Obviously, this is not the end of the rally because we have not seen the other 3 big factors for Bitcoin. But what I wanted to show you in the charts here, before we even go to any news or reasoning, is this. So the last time that we hit our head on a significant resistance and met a price target was here at the teal line. And as you remember, because you watched all my streams, is that this was a previous bull market support, and this was a pretty big deal, right, to get through this. And it took a long time to get through this. I do not expect this resistance to take such a long time to break, but still it is an area where we also have a lot of confluence if we just take the line where the price action is right now. Here, and a final retest before we slammed into our bear market. You see where I'm getting at. This is also a very strong resistance, right? So if we draw another line, I mean, it is not that this chart needs another line, but I'm definitely going to draw another line just for fun, right? Or actually, why? Because I have this, right? I have this box. Let's just extend this box. There you go. So you see on this box that basically we have a very noisy price action, and this is also where this head and shoulders found support on, for example. Looks like something else, but it's head and shoulders, right? Yeah, and we had the same thing here, like some price action there. So it's not as big as this support resistance one, but it's big enough to send this price action downwards. And we have a gap of news for Bitcoin. And in terms of like the huge news, we have a gap between now and between the Bitcoin halving. And this could be a 3 months gap, right? So we could actually take now 3 months to somewhat go side. I don't know if we will go a little bit more and we do it on top, or if we go down and do it below, but we can have theoretically a little bit more downside. There's room to wiggle for Bitcoin to cool off the indicators, for Bitcoin to just make everyone bored again, and so on. So technically, and I would say it's still in the cards that we come down to one of these resistances, like 39k or so. But yeah, in the worst case, I would say it's like touching this parabola, right? At some point, the longer it takes sideways, the lower the drop will be towards this parabola. Yeah, that is basically what I would assess from the price action right now. We are in the daily chart. The daily chart is cooling off an indicator. If we are looking at the weekly chart, sorry for all the lines here, we don't need them right now, but you see we definitely did not cool off anything. But as I showed before in the previous stream, but I will mention it once again, in a bull market, there's no need to significantly cool off. You see it here, right? Pump, cool off, or actually here. Look at this bull market. And I think we could mimic something like that, right? Mimic. I'm not saying we copy that, but we could mimic. So here you have like a little bit of cool off, pump, cool off, pump, cool off, pump, and then you are already at the top, right? So, and all of this RSI action happens between 53 and 90. And now we are on the weekly at 77 or so. So there's really no, you cannot say, oh, we need to cool off all the way down here, because that's the next bear market on the weekly, right? We are talking only about the weekly. So what could happen is that the RSI goes like this, forms spikes, and then we are somewhere here. Look at that. When I draw it like this, I'm already in 2026. So you see here really that there's not room for going until a very low RSI. So you always have to interpret the RSI in the time frame and what it means for you guys. Finally, before we listen to other top predictions, I hope I still can draw this. I hope I still can get our stuff in here. I think, where did we draw this in? Was it here or was it? I think it was here. Yeah. This is our somehow weirdly made price prediction. I mean, we can go out of the logarithmic. It looks a little bit more realistic for the Pompanaccio here. We said we would just go skyrocket basically from here. Maybe it was a little bit lower that we put this. I think it was like this. I don't know, something like that, right? And then find our top around one. So I marked the top on 136,000, but this here basically would get us to almost 150k. Yeah, maybe it was also here. Yeah, that looks more realistic, right? But anyways, so we have this to check ourselves if we are degenerate or not, because of all the things that are coming out. But this is why I also have the parabola that is drawn in on a logarithmic scale. Yeah, don't forget that. I just switched the scales to show you the real price action. But let's just assume that this could happen, and with that go into the Bitcoin news, right? So, ow, my eyes. I should definitely get my Twitter into night mode, but I'm too lazy. So, Bitcoin exceeded the expectations. Yeah. For the I have a hair in my mouth. Sorry for that. For the spot Bitcoin ETF inflow. So over 4.6 billion in volume have come into Bitcoin on the opening day. So 4 was the maximum expected. It exceeded it by 600 million. That's pretty good. Gold ETF held the previous record at 1.63 billion on opening day back in 2004. Okay, we remember gold ETF basically made it skyrocket like crazy. Now here we can see what volume comes with which player. And we see here that actually Grayscale GBTC is the biggest one with 2.3 billion, and then only BlackRock. Whereas BlackRock in the news was expected to bring in 2 billion on their own. But that was in the first week, so they still have time. And then you see Fidelity here is pretty big, so these are the biggest: Grayscale, BlackRock, Fidelity. Then ARK Invest, and then the other ones like Bitwise, Franklin Templeton, Invesco, Vanek, Valkyrie, Wisdom Tree, and Hashtags. They all brought in some pretty significant money. I mean, in the end, the last three have like 10 to 5 billion. 10 to 5 million, sorry. Not too much. So what's really important is that the big ones here are continuing to to spread this to their user base. We see that it's very strong. But this is only the first day. So let's say it goes now with half of the volume because the excitement is away. And for the next 100 days, that would be still 230 billion just by the Bitcoin ETFs, right? That would be still like 25% of Bitcoin market cap in 100 days. 100 days is until the halving. If we go with half of the inflows that they had in the first day for the next 100 days. Obviously, we have to deduct. It would be a little bit later because we have to deduct that this stuff doesn't trade on the weekends and also not outside of the stock market hours, right? We are used to crypto trading every day, all day. But yeah, so if that would happen, 200 billion in the next couple of months, not too bad, right? And that would be, I mean, we also have to see one thing. This is not only positive volume. There is sales volume in this. So this is 4.6 billion volume. That doesn't mean that 4.6 million got bought. If you have a 4 billion volume and 2 billion gets bought and 2 billion gets sold, the price doesn't move an inch. And I think this is what happened. I think what usually happens at stock launch and also at some launches of ETFs is people get the ETF early, other people come in and they dump on them directly and then they wait. If you open the inception of like the IPOs of stocks, you often see spike, drop, and then it takes a long time to get to that price. So yeah, could have happened here, but I think in the end it depends on the Bitcoin price action, which will go higher, and that will get people excited over time. Blaze is here. Good morning, PH. GM Padre says SL. That sounds awesome. Yeah, it sounds awesome, and it is awesome, because no matter if this is an equal buy and sell volume or even more sales than purchase, cannot happen because it was the first day. But if the sales volume is significant here, doesn't matter, because in the end there will be massive volume when people FOMO into those ETFs, when they really see. You have to see that people that buy these ETFs, there are a lot of them that did not pass years and years through Bitcoin cycles, right? So they will see, oh, what, 10% plus? Holy hell, in one day? I cannot get that on Wall Street. Leo, let's load up on the stuff, yeah, on the next dip or so. And then they're like, so I think that the FOMO, when the FOMO phase starts after the halving and they really see what it is, I think that will make a lot of people FOMO into it. We will have to see how much these all open up to the normal retail user, but I think some of them will. Woohoo! So let's listen to the person that basically started this filing or had the filing first, and that is Cathie Wood. And we are going to put the chat in the middle and my face out of the way. And there we go. So it only takes 1 minute, but let's listen to what she has to say, because she gives us some price prediction.
Had conversations now over many years where you've talked about Bitcoin being worth something on the order of $500,000, literally in only a couple of years from now. Do you stand by that? How does this ETF change that, speed that up, slow it down? What do you think?
Yes, so you'll find in our big ideas, so that's at arc-invest.com, the building blocks for our price forecast. And our base case is in the $600,000 range. Our bull case, and we think the probability of the bull case has increased with this SEC approval. This is a green light. Our bull case is $1.5 million by 2030. You can see the building blocks. You can see how conservative we are in terms of those building blocks. This is a big idea. It is the first global, decentralized, digital, rules-based, critical there, rules-based monetary system in history. It is a very big idea.
Yeah, so I think we agree, right? It is a very big idea. Here we see the price targets once again. And if I can get the chat out of the way, yeah. Yeah, you see here bear case 258,000. This is 2030 prediction, right? Don't confuse this with today's prediction. It's a 2030 prediction, but if we were to go to like 30% of the base case, that's still a 220,000 Bitcoin in the next 2 years, right? And if we still go to a third of the bull case, that's still a 500,000 Bitcoin in 2 years, or in by the end of this year, in the beginning of 2025, whenever Bitcoin tops out, right? So yeah, this definitely is, let's say, we have seen that Cathie Wood has been right a couple of times, and 2030 is still 6 years out. So there is time to go through another bear market and to reassess, and she will probably reassess this. I mean, before, her base case for 2030 was 500,000, so she increased that based on the spot Bitcoin ETF approval. As El says, I love this video, it's giving me so much hope. Yeah, it's funny how the word hope reappears all the time. Yesterday we also had it in the stream. So we are really probably in the hope phase, right, of the crypto cycle, which is good, because it's the first bullish phase after the disbelief. Will Stopson versus Guru, ICP, BTC, Diamond. Yep. Could be a good thing, and yeah, it's definitely not wrong to have some BTC for the long haul, right? A part of my BTC will be something that I will roll into alts, but the most part I will hodl for the longer term, because if that, I mean, even if you have only 0.1 BTC and this comes true, the bull case, that's still $150,000, right? So I mean, we're right now crossing the phase. If we double or triple from here for Bitcoin, like 100 or 150k Bitcoin, a 0.1 will be out of reach for 90% of the world's population to accumulate. You have to imagine that. That was a couple of cycles ago. There was a point where acquiring 1 BTC was not possible for most of the people. So you can see having some Bitcoin, always good. Yeah, the altcoins are only there for you to get more Bitcoin, right? And sell them on the right time, convert them into Bitcoins, or to convert them into USDT and buy Bitcoin at bear market bottom closeness. Yeah. Will Stops On says, hold on to your BTC. Yeah, we'll hodl for life. I mean, we 2 streams or 3 streams ago, I showed how Bitcoin is on all-time highs in inflation tormented countries, right? Okay, so here, this is also interesting, right? This is from an article. Coinbase records 7.7 billion BTC sales on Bitcoin ETF launch day. So this is super important, and I will tell you why. And it sounds bearish, but it's actually not. It's actually bullish. Look. Oh, that was wrong. Yeah. Look, we have Coinbase sitting on a lot of Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes up, Bitcoin is worth more, and we have a lot of asset managers in need for some Bitcoin. So Coinbase recorded 7.7 billion OTC trading volume, the second highest in history, linked to the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs. Okay, so here's the statistic where you can see the outflows. So this is Coinbase OTC day on CryptoQuant. I hope you can, it doesn't really get bigger, but what you see here is the 7.7 billion. We had, so this is address transfer volume, right? So there are not many times where this was higher. And the reason is probably that asset managers were in need of Bitcoin. They probably even paid a little bit of a premium on it, and they probably bought 7.7 billion Bitcoin from Coinbase. What does that mean? That means Coinbase has now 7.7 billion less Bitcoin available. Not coins, right? There are only 21 million, but 7.7 billion US dollars in coins, because it was demanded. I don't know how much Coinbase still has, but if that continues, that they sell it OTC, that means that at some point they will have to say, look, guys, I know you need another 10 billion, but we only have 5. And at the next time, they say, look, guys, I know you need another 5 billion, but we have 0. We have only what is left to provide liquidity on the exchange, right? And that is the moment that you have the price shock. And then obviously if Coinbase is not willing to OTC sell any Bitcoins anymore, they will go somewhere else. They will go to the miners, for example, and they will like, look, the asset managers will say, look, sell me some of your Bitcoin that you mined. And then the miners will be, yeah, but at this price, right? They will agree, they will do it, and suddenly Bitcoin trades at another price, right? But the message here is, then the halving comes in 3 months, and they were like, hey, miner, sell me some Bitcoins. Like, yeah, but we're producing now at double the cost for the same Bitcoin, or the half Bitcoin at the same cost. Okay, so that means your 50,000 OTC price just went away and got exchanged to $100,000 per coin, right? Because they just need double the energy, double the mining cost means double the price. It's that simple. And this is how Bitcoin will run out left and right because of the ETFs and because of the halving. And I think that is creating the big price action in the end when this happens. When everyone is like, give corn, yeah? And everyone is like, GTFO. Luke says, good morning. What's up? What's up, Luke? So that is really bullish. That is bullish. That's not bad news. That's bullish news. Yeah, and then we have largest US investment advisory firm says 150 billion will go into BTC's Bitcoin spot ETFs, which is very close to my estimate of 200 billion. Reveals 2-year price target for BTC. And where is it? I had it here. Yeah. Edelman also predicts that Bitcoin's price will reach 150,000 within 2 years. Nearly 3 times its current price. This is very close to our $135,000 price target, and so you have to see. I could be like a large ETF manager because I have the same price targets, you know. No, it's all good. Will Subson Guru says Bitcoin. Yo, Bitcoin. Absolutely. So let's. What else did I have? Oh yeah, this is internet gold, right? This is absolute internet gold. Like Vanguard gets just wrecked by the new by this community and by the new wave, right? So Vanguard refuses to let customers buy Bitcoin ETFs with their own money, and oh boy, is that a bad move, as you can see here. So a lot of people are like closing my Vanguard account and moving to a Bitcoin friendly institution. Just transferred my 401k from Vanguard to Fidelity. It took about 15 minutes. If you have an account with a broker currently blocking access, close it and get out. So apparently it only takes 15 minutes to move your account from Vanguard to any of the other ones. And that's like the revenge for some institution like Vanguard, to not give them the opportunity or to forbid them to buy Bitcoin ETFs. I have a retirement account with Vanguard. I called them and they said they will not offer any of the Bitcoin ETFs. I'm working on transferring assets out of there. And then I will close my Vanguard account. Terrible business decision by Vanguard and so on. So there are a lot of people actually that did that. Someone also said they called their advisor there, and he said this is like the 8th person in a couple of hours that wants to close down their Vanguard account. So yeah, we will see. Maybe Vanguard will have to launch their own ETF, right, to get people back. Or to stop the drain. Otherwise, they will lose significant. They don't want to have their clients move away, right? And there will be probably more and more. yeah, Vanguard losing customers big time. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Yeah, seems like a mistake on Vanguard's part, thinking people won't close accounts and move to other money manager. I mean, that was kind of obvious, and we know that the people that are gone through the trouble of buying bitcoins and so on, they are hard. They are going hard. They are crazy. Yeah, and finally, I saw this meme actually posted by Bumper. Props for that. So you remember the Cointelegraph intern that launched this wrong article? It's like, this is the SEC intern that wrongfully launched. It was not an SEC intern. Probably got really hacked the account, but who knows? But they're basically saying the SEC intern wrongfully launched the news one day early and took away our excitement. Yeah, but yeah, there's a whole nother beast. I thought that was pretty funny. Let's look at how the market in general behaves. I have no idea why this hex thing is doing so well, but who knows. Is this the top 100? It looks like the top 200, but a lot of coins apparently have come into the top 100. Yeah, get my face out of the way so that you can see. Bonk is still going up. I don't know. Bonk needs to have probably has a couple of $1 billion market cap already. Excuse me, guys. Be very careful with stuff like Bonk right now. We have Blur. Blur is a good one, but it's going up. We have some. So this is on the week, right? On the month, we actually have some things in the top 100 that are red. These garbage coins here, we are not considering them. But Beam is a little bit down, Tau is a little bit down, Clayton is a little bit down, and so on. So yeah, ordinals are pumping. It's crazy. Say 200% move in the last month. So we see that altcoins are not doing bad, but this is still not the big altcoin deal, right? Let's look at the top 200 on the weekly as well. With dog, this is dog with head. That's a meme coin, right? So yeah, it's still meme coin season. Corgi AI we see here also. Pendle is moving a little bit. Pulse Chain's moving a little bit. Yeah, so crazy. I think Ecomi is not in the top 200 anymore since a while because it just doesn't move, so it's dropping in ranks. But it will probably recover the moment that it has news. Here's Aomi, -4% in the top 300. I got something in my eye, so that's also not good. Yeah, then what else do we have? Here, Mubi having a little bit of retracement. So yeah, overall, this is how the market looks. On the year is crazy. If you look at the top 100 on the year, we have some coins that went into the top 100 with 1,000 or 2,000% move. So whenever we see this, we have to see that these coins already 10x'd. So yes, they can do another 10x, and then the person that bought it directly at the absolute bottom did 100x. But you also have to see that for you to come into these coins, there's only a 5 to 10x left in the tank, right? So we really need to look at coins that have not done these multiples just yet, and that have still good good outlooks, right? So there are coins that are good and that did not pump at all yet. And we also see that on the year, Aomi is not the only one that is down, by the way, in the top 300 here, for example. There are some others like DeFi Chain and what is that, WeBuy. Yo, Trucking Hank found the membership button. Welcome to the fam. Actually, you are in the fam since a while. Where's my face? There you go. Hey, Trucking Hank, you'll find yourself on my screen. I met you in real life already. Trucking Hank, super nice guy. I hope we see each other again at some point. I think you're not coming to Crypto XR, but appreciate you becoming a channel member here. So smash the like button, guys. I didn't ask for that since the beginning of the stream, but smash the like button for just that. We have another rare hodler. Finally, it's a rare hodler. Now you have 2 red circles there on your name, right? Great stuff. Yeah, you cannot have enough Aomi beside on the side of your name. LSD Mine says OMA looks great. What is it? Oh, OMI? OMI or OMA? Where is OMA? I don't know. What is that? That's brain trust. Okay. I don't know. Found a laptop. Phone wouldn't let me join. That's super crazy. Yeah, but I said I have to look for how to join. Isn't there like a subscribe on this actual subscribe button, another one to get the membership or so? I don't know. Yeah, but you see, guys, if you want to become a rare hodler, then yes, and Trucking Hank, I will send you the link to our rare hodler group on Twitter, in the Twitter notifications. So yeah, with that, this is a great transfer to us looking at Aomi quickly. So actually, this is we are coming closer to Crypto XR, and actually, you remember yesterday I said it would be really bad if we closed down this trend line. We did not. And the price action is glued to the trend line. It pumped in the last minute. It pumped, right? It went up a couple of percent in the last minute to close above this line. So actually, Aomi is still respecting this trend line, which is a stronger signal, right? So we have, if we bounce there, we have really a lot of confluence here for Ecomi to respect this trend and to come up once again, right? So we could see a bounce here. We could see that we are glued to this a little bit until Crypto XR, and that we then firing off, something like that. But yeah, let's see. So we hopefully whales are done accumulating in a bit, so that we can actually move, and then yeah, and then together with news that we can come out there. Yeah, hook me up with Vader. Oh yeah, you'll get Darth Vader as the logo on my intro screen for sure. That's guaranteed for you, for sure. With a big fat red lightsaber. Yeah. So there we go. So that is Ecomi. I mean, since yesterday, literally nothing changed except that it held the trend line. That was the big news that I wanted to show to you. But if you want to highlight the touch points here on this, you'll see that this is a series of lower highs, a series of higher lows. Yeah. So that is good. A series of high, also in the bigger context, higher lows. Yeah. Hopefully. This is hopefully. But this in itself is good. It's not bad. It didn't move. Yeah, I mean, it did move, but it came back down. But and I have to say, this is completely. And I will discuss this. I will discuss and ask this with Ron's cryptotherapy on the other stream. But like basically, I like these rounding, like when coins are starting to form around, like rounding base, and this like moving in these. I generally like that. I just don't like what we have so far in utility and news. But and this is something that people get confused. When I'm mad at Ecomi, is because they didn't deliver, not because the vision is not suddenly not good anymore for me, right? I think it's like the most awesome project in the space, Veve together with Aomi and everything that they promised us or said that they would be doing is the most amazing thing. I literally cannot find anything that is better than that if it were to all come true. But it is not coming true, right? Until now it did not came true. So I wanted to come true throughout 2024 so that we can go into a completely degenerate, fucked up parabolic move with 10x plus gains on Ecomi, at least, right? Like I hope it's more. Like I hope it's going to like 20x or something like that, right? Maybe even more, who knows? But we need the news for that. We need the narrative shift and everything else. So overall, and in the end, what we need is that we can come out of this struggle here and go parabolic. Yeah, so this is what we need. There's nothing more to say about Ecomi at this point in time. LSD Mind says I'm still in profits with Aomi. Yeah, I'm down because I bought all the way down, right? I bought, and unfortunately I bought $1 million or so here, which pains me a lot. But I actually did not buy all the way down. I bought here, and then I started buying at this level here again, and I bought here my other 3 million. So my average, because of that, is not up here anymore. My average is, where is it? Here, yeah, at this line, somewhere. So I will start to get into profits here, somewhere here, yeah. So I could buy more, and then I just would lower my average, but I don't want to wreck the percentages in my portfolio. So yeah, that's basically it. Winter Bear says, GM, do you think David will talk about Aomi at the Crypto XR? If not, will you be deeply disappointed? There are two things. So David will probably individually talk to people, and I hope I can get some information from him as well, like what he just says on a voice basis. What happened? Why am I rugged here? Oh, there we go. I still expect him to say something about Aomi, and I hope that he mentions something new for Aomi, what is coming. Maybe he can announce what's coming in season 2. I will be deeply disappointed if they don't address and talk about Aomi at all. Yes, I will be deeply disappointed then, because that is a crypto event. Even though that you're talking about NFTs, and NFTs are part of the crypto space, if the tie of the token does not become clear, and what is going to happen soon, or even announce something that's going to happen now, then yeah. LSD Mind says you will double up for sure. Yeah, I think we should go with a token. We should go at the least to even if there's not much coming, to 0.005 or something like that. So I'm not worried about that at all. Trucking Gang says kidnap David until they put Aomi on exchange. I leave that to Randy. Because he needs it more. For me to make gains in crypto, I do not need Aomi to succeed, because I have so much other stuff in the portfolio. Yeah, probably Vechain alone will make me a very good return with my more or less 100,000 Vechain. But so I don't rely on Aomi to give me returns, but I wish that Aomi gives me big returns, right? So yeah, and that is how you sleep well at night, if you don't rely on Aomi to make you a killing in the bull run, right? You need to have some other coins that can do the job if one project or coin or team fails. That doesn't mean that you cannot ape full degen into Aomi, but it shouldn't be the only thing that you have, right? And you shouldn't be always doubling down just because it's going lower and lower and lower. There are other coins that have a market cap that are really good, that have a market cap of a third of what Aomi has. Which means to me that just going to the market cap of Aomi, then it's a 3x on that coin already, right? So that's my reasoning there. But I think it's also wrong to completely move out of Ecomi and be done with it, because we haven't seen anything yet. but that doesn't mean that it cannot go ballistic when we, I mean, you have to always see, this is the thing that you have to keep in mind, right? Look at this move, right? So here we didn't have anything, and then they announced soft staking, and that's the move of soft staking. It doubled in price. So everyone who bought here just doubled their money within 30 days. Yeah. And then obviously we had the retracement because, as always, they didn't follow it up with anything new. So that was a 50% drop, bringing you just back where you entered. But when there is something that they really announce that is longer lasting in excitement, I think you can easily go to a 200x and just hit this nice, let's say, zone where we go out of bear market accumulation, right? Yeah, I think that's it. Let's look at, yeah, so here we had some rant here from Wilgo's Meta, which I will really look at with you guys. So he says, at Veve, at some points, the Ecomi and Veve official team needs to understand that it's not just about converting physical collectors to digital collectors. There are many non-collectors, investors, crypto folks who've started collecting because they learned about Veve via Aomi, myself and many others. I've been using Veve since February 2021, interviewed and talked to many other users. Yeah, he does great interviews, right? With founder and so on. And some of the biggest, excuse me guys, we have another channel member. It's we are going parabolic here. Winter Bear, welcome to the Rare Hodler fam. And also let me know directly which logo icon collectible you want, or do you want your profile pic, this Thaddeus thingy? That's also fine.